Hi, the Wizard's Vault. That's a thing that we've gotten lately in Guild Wars 2. And it's pretty good, I think. I think most people like it. I think there was a lot of drama about it at the start because, change and all this stuff. But overall, it seems like a good addition. It has some problems, and I want to talk about a few of them. Well, of course, we got the problem that we didn't get enough dailies. So when you got a daily that you didn't want to do, or it was too hard, or it was too annoying, you kind of got, kind of fucked because, well, you have to do it to get your daily reward, right? But now this was fixed by essentially giving us one more daily every day, and I think it's a few more weeklies. I don't remember anymore, but I think it was. But nonetheless, it seems to be pretty okay. But I think even with those things, I think right now we are still having some issues that could make the Wizards Vault way better. That honestly, I don't think they're solved. Let's talk about them, and of course you can comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and of course just tell me if you guys agree with what I'm saying, and maybe you have other ideas or things that kind of annoy you about the Wizards Vault. Let's definitely talk about it. But these are mine, right? First, I think right now we seem to have one rotation of Wizards Vault objectives, daily and weekly, that just kind of repeat a bit too much. How many times we have gotten the same PvE dailies? Okay, like I'm pretty sure most people have gotten like the Echobolt one like 3 times in like in like the weeks that we have gotten, which is a bit weird. I don't think it's the best. I think ideally, I'm sure that ANET essentially need a bit more numbers, a bit more stats on how this is gonna work and how people, essentially how the randomness appears. But it seems to be like where there's a lot of them are very different, and every week doing the weeklies and dailies feels different, but sometimes it just repeats and it feels like, oh man, that one again. And it could be a good dungeon, a good mini dungeon, it could be a good open world event, but if it repeats, it essentially closes the game a lot. It makes the game a bit... The point of the Wizards Vault is to make the game feel bigger, because the game is very, very huge. It has a lot of things to do, a lot of content through the past years, and the fact that it repeats, it makes the game feel not as big as it actually is, right? There's so many things, so many mid-ranges, so many things that you can actually put in make people play. Why repeat them? I understand that they probably want to have essentially the seasons, I guess you could say, a bit different from each other, so that way every season it feels very distinct. But it is also important, in my opinion, that it doesn't feel like the season drags out for too long. And getting the same mini dungeons, the same metas every time definitely will contribute to this being the case. Now, I don't think this happens a lot, especially if you I don't think this happens a lot if you actually have PvP and PvE and Wars World enabled, because that way essentially it spreads out. This only applies whenever you have PvE only, but to be fair, I think most people have a PvE only. So I think it is very fair that I think and it should look into this and make it a bit so like it doesn't feel as monotonous as it actually does right now. Second thing, I think I really like that we got more dailies. I really do. But I think there's a problem with the fact that, what, and actually this applies to what we were talking about before, right? The whole rotation thing. I think one of the reasons is also that everyone is getting different objectives. And I don't know if that's the best thing ever. I think it's kind of cool that sometimes everyone gets the same weekly, the same daily, so everyone gets to the same place and does the same content. Do you guys remember when Wars World had dailies and you essentially had a veteran creature daily, and everyone would be there waiting for the Harpy to spawn on Wars World on Alpine Borderlands, right? And that I think was very cool. You had this little community moment where everyone is doing the same thing, and everyone was like, "Oh, guys, PSA daily, daily whatever or whatever, like daily Mystic Coin and all these things, right? The daily daily veteran Wars World champion. I mean, not champion, Slayer or whatever, right? I think that's kind of cool, right? And even if you don't like the thing that it is, right? It's like, oh, at least everyone can join around about how much everyone hates this specific mini dungeon or whatever. I think that's fun. I think it makes the community feel bigger, more connected to each other. I think that's great, to be honest. And I miss it because right now you don't have that because everyone gets different objectives, and I do understand that it's kind of cool because you don't want also you don't want everyone being in the same place. It probably will make some dungeons kind of break. It'll make some events break. It'll make it a bit harder for you to complete it. I understand that, but it'd be very nice if they could add like a, I don't know, maybe one more daily maybe one more daily that is a special daily that everyone gets every day and everyone has to go do it, right? It's like, oh, daily, special daily, go kill a shadow behemoth, and everyone has to go do it, right? Or a weekly, special daily, Mystic Forger, right? And everyone has to Mystic Forge. I guess that one is not that interesting because, well, it is kind of like everyone just does it by himself. But you understand what I mean, right? Just like get one that everyone gets, so we're all, you know, in this together. I think that would be very cool, right? At the end of the day, you want the Wizard's Vault to be essentially an incentive for the community to play with each other, and I think it honestly it successfully does it. It does it pretty well. It's just that sometimes, you know, it can be a bit better. I think it can be, and I hope that they do change that. Well, not the last thing actually. Another thing I think is man, guys, I love Guild Wars 2. It has a lot of good metas, a lot of good content, but you know, the ones, there's a few of them that they're not that good. They're not the best work, and I think even Enid would agree with this, right? I think that's pretty fair. I think even Enid would be like, yeah, you know, this one, it didn't work out as we intended to, and people don't like it much. Things like New Canning City, things like Gyarados, things like Gyarados Part 2. Okay, some people do like it, apparently, Gyarados. I don't understand why, but they do, so I found it very weird. But I will say that I think no one likes, I don't think anyone likes New Canning City meta, okay? I don't think anyone does, and you can actually see this by the statuettes of that particular meta, the reward being very, very expensive because no one makes it. No one does that meta. No one does it. It's too long. It's just an escort, honestly. The boss is not even that interesting. It's just very... I don't think anyone likes it. And I understand... Well, actually, no. I don't understand. I think, honestly, and it should go back and fix this kind of metas because, like, the content is there. Just make it so it's less boring. Don't waste your development effort. You put it into making this huge map into having it be dead. Okay, actually fix it. But if you're not gonna fix it, man, at least don't fucking force us to do it. Like we all know that this was not good. Okay, don't force us to do something that is horrible. Okay, like why? Just don't do it. Okay, just, you know, even you know that this isn't as good. So just accept it, and, you know, ignore this content. Just make people not do it. Just let them pay the 1.5 gold that you have to pay for the statuette, and don't make us do the you know, don't make us do a meta that is like 40 minutes, and it's just an escort. Okay, just don't don't do it. Don't do it. Thank you, Enid. Thank you. Please remove it. Just get out of there. Okay, please. And the last thing I think that I wanted to talk about is I would like a bit more instance content. I think that would be nice, you know? And also, yeah, more instance content into the dailies and weeklies. I think would be cool. Everything is an open world, and that's fine. And I think it's very cool because definitely you essentially incentivize people to be in the world and meet each other there and everything. But man, there's a lot of good content, instance content, that it's not being played as much, and having one more incentive to actually have people doing it would be very nice. Yeah, it doesn't have to be CMs or anything. It can just be normal modes, even emboldened modes. Like fuck it, like make a weekly, you know, maybe make a Wizard's Vault, make it so every emboldened raid each week gives you more rewards. Why not? Fuck it. That way people will do the emboldened mode and they're gonna be happier. Sure, emboldened mode is a bit it's a bit scuffed sometimes, especially in Wing 5, 6, and well, I guess Wing 5 and 6. But fuck it, just make it. Give them incentives to get into that content, make groups, and, you know, have fun with each other. You know, I think that'll be very nice. You know, I think that'll be very, very cool. Yeah, and also, you know what, actually the same thing goes for things like Warf's World and PvP. You know, I understand that a lot of the you don't want to make it so a lot of the objectives essentially dictate exactly how you want to play the game mode. I think that's fair, but you know what, having one daily or weekly that is like very much like, for example, like the War vs. World Obsidian Sanctum JP. I think that one is pretty good. I understand a lot of people don't like it because they'll die forever and they'll get griefed. I understand this, but guys, look, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. You can skip it, okay? And I think having one each week that is very, very heavy, like go do this and this exactly, I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of nice. Just like the daily PvE one that I was talking about before, like the bonus one where everyone goes to the same place. I think it would be kind of nice to have that in PP and War vs. World as well. Who knows? Maybe like, well, I guess you do have sometimes daily AT, but I don't think it appears that much in PP. I guess it would be kind of weird to do it in War vs. World with the with like, oh, go attack this keep in specifically. But you know what? Once a week, just once a day, you know, maybe every few days, it tells you exactly where to go. See how it goes. Maybe it won't work out. Maybe it'll be too very, very scuffed, but I don't know. Have some fun with it. You know, have some wacky little objectives where people have. Maybe it's a bit scuffed, but it's like fun because everyone is doing that, right? Or whatever. Or maybe, you know, play this class in this game mode today, right? Stuff like this, like things that get you out of your comfort zone. That make the game feel better, more interesting, more alive, more bigger, right? I think that would be very cool. Even if sometimes it might not work, people will get mad. Yeah, let them be mad. Send it back. Easy to do, you know? Whatever. Move on with it. Sometimes you try something new, it doesn't work out, you move on, you're good, right? Let's do that instead. Tell me if you guys have any other ideas. I think ANET should just, you know, take this opportunity to go in and, you know, try new things, be a bit more wacky, be more interesting, be a bit more dangerous, you know, about what they're doing, and see if they can find some interesting stuff that maybe they hadn't think about before. Tell me if you guys have any of these ideas, and yeah, there you go. Have a good one, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.